we're back to the donuts. Let's go. Animation. So, today is going to be the final render. And we're going to be choosing the number of samples in the render. But we don't want it to be too high because that's overkill, but we don't want it to be too low because then it'll be noisy and grainy. So, got to try to find that balance. For me, it'll be a lot harder because I'm going with my CPU instead of my GPU because my GPU is not compatible with Blender. Blender rendering, anyways. So yeah. I don't know how much of. I don't know if I'm actually going to properly render it on stream because it'll probably take a while. Um, so yeah. Okay. So he's saying the minimum should be about 500 samples. Um, oh no, he said max is 500. So the viewport here is if I switch over to the rendered viewport up at the top here, it'll this is how many samples that will use, and then down here under render, this is how many samples the actual final render will use. So we're going with 500, I guess. Uncheck noise threshold if you're using denoise. The time limit is kind of unnecessary. Um, yeah. I've already done this part. You hit F12 and it'll take you to an actual render of the image. I actually, let me just open it up real quick. It is Donuts PNG. This is the image that I've rendered before. But we're not doing that. So let me just go down to film here to show you what he is showing. Uh, that's not the right one. Hold on. Oh, it's output. I'm silly. Um, so it's here. Close all those. Output, file format. He's saying that because it's an animation, a lot of people will want to use one of the AVIs or the FFmpeg because they're movie outputs, but apparently we don't want to do that. So I'm gonna press play and see what he wants. Ah, so the reason that we don't want to use one of the movie outputs, uh, it, movie formats for the output, is because if anything happens to your computer at all, like a Windows update or the system crashes or anything like that at any point during the render, the entire render is lost and you have to start over from the beginning. So don't do that. I'm going to see what we're supposed to do instead. So always render to still images because you don't want it to, yeah. So I don't know if we're actually using PNGs or if PNGs was just an example, but you want to render as images and then uh, and then let all of those get done because if it crashes, if your computer crashes or there's a Windows update in the middle of one image, all of the previous images are still saved. Um, and then there's another process that we'll do to put all 160 images, all 160 frames, into an actual video format. He said that's later in the video though, so said PNG is pretty good for most cases. Slightly higher quality than a PNG is TIFF. Uh, but he said, if you really know what you're doing, then you can use OpenEXR. Um, I think we're probably just gonna stick with PNGs though. He's using TIFF. I don't want to use TIFF. Um, if I had a, yeah, he's saying don't use JPEG because the compression on JPEGs is terrible. So you want to use a PNG or a TIFF. If I had a better computer with and I was rendering off of a graphics card instead of my processor, I might use TIFF. But because my computer is not super great, I'm gonna go PNG for the slightly lower quality thing. Just hoping that that gives me a little bit less workload. He's saying that 8-bit color depth should be fine unless you're planning on doing color grading or something in After Effects, and then you'll go 16. But in most cases, 8-bit color depth is fine, especially for a tutorial like this. Uh, output folder. Uh, I'm just going to go. I'm gonna go desktop, and I'm going to um, New folder. Frames. Okay, wait, hold on. Nope, hold on. Let me just do that. There we go. And then I'll come down here. New folder. There we go. Frames. There we go. And now, accept. Yes. So output folder should be, go to desktop, it should be frames, accept. There we go. Cool. Okay, so he also, if I edit this, I'm in frames, new folder, 1. He said he always adds another subfolder within the folder, because you'll most likely need to render things multiple times. So, for the first pass, we have subfolder 1. So, there we go. So, he's saying that you should check your scene to make sure there are no mistakes. Okay. It was because I was selected on something. Okay, yeah, so see, right here. I wouldn't necessarily call this a mistake. Ooh, got a little bit too close to the donut there. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. I wouldn't necessarily call this a mistake, but you can see there are a couple of blue sprinkles here that are super shiny metallic, like the silver and gold. They're not really supposed to be shiny like that, but I personally wouldn't call that a mistake. I just think that's kind of neat. Oh, there's another one right there. And another one right here. Interesting. No green, pink, or red that I see. Just 2 blue on each of those donuts. Wonder if there's some on this donut too. Yep, sure enough. One right there. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. And lo and behold, there's one right here too. Interesting. Oh, and look, there is a shiny long one. Right there. Again, I don't necessarily think that qualifies as a mistake. I think of it more as adding a bit of realism, because there's always going to be like manufacturer's errors with the with like the donuts and sprinkles and stuff. There's always going to be some sprinkles that are a little bit different than others. That's why the long sprinkles are all different shapes and sizes like this, because they're just always going to be different. I'm going to play the animation real quick and make sure that nothing pops out of the screen that shouldn't. Okay, no. Everything looks fine. Yeah, no. I think everything looks fine. So yeah. Double checking for mistakes and stuff. I don't see any, but I'm going to go into the render viewport. I need to unhide my box. I need to unhide my box. Let me go back into this viewport, and I didn't mean to do that. Where is mine box? Cube. There we go. Now when I come back in here, I go into this view and go back into the rendered viewport, and it actually blocks the light, as it should. Much better. Oh, but those are back. Those shouldn't be back. So let me go to sprinkles. Let me select all those, and let me hide those. There we go. Okay. So that's good. And from what I can tell, everything looks good. It looks a little funky right now. Like right in here, there's some weird stuff happening. On the surface of the icing, there's some weird, like, wavy looking stuff happening. That's because I'm on sample 7 out of 100, so it's taken a minute. Once it gets up to, like, sample 20 something, then it'll be different, but first and foremost, I need to see what he's actually doing here. Okay, so this looks good. Go to solid view mode. Go to this drop down. Okay, this drop down, go to face orientation. Ah, interesting. Mine is different than his. Okay, so hold on. Go into edit mode, select face. Okay, hold on. This is gonna be hard because I gotta. Okay, so what we want to do is select everything on the mesh, and then shift in, then inside. There we go. That fixes that. If I go back to camera view, these sprinkles I am a little bit interested in. Okay, but how do I get the sprinkles? Object mode, grab that, grab that, grab that. Go into edit mode, go shift inside. No, that didn't do it. Okay, hold on, hold on. Oh, I think it's because these are hidden. So let me go back into object mode. Let me select these and I forget how to unhide things. I guess like that. Okay, so no, those are still being weird. I don't understand. Because he doesn't talk about the sprinkles, he just talked about the inside of the box here. I need to know what to do about these sprinkles. That brought, okay, I wasn't in Blender for that. Control Shift N, that didn't do anything. Okay. I don't understand. Why is it? Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. So go to edit mode, select everything on the mesh, then Shift N. Oh, okay, so that broke that. Okay. So what if I deselect that and no, okay, hold on. Control Z, Control Z. Just undo. There. Let's go back into object mode. Let's make sure we have these selected. Go into edit mode. Do that. Control Shift N. And that broke everything else. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay. So then go back into object mode. Okay, and then I can grab these and I can hide them again. And then go into the camera view. I figured it out, guys. I don't actually know what I did, but I figured it out. It's fixed. So no, what I had to do was I had to go into object mode and select all of my sprinkles up here. By the way I did it was I selected the sphere and then held shift and clicked the very bottom cylinder, and that just selected everything in between. And then I went into edit mode and tapped A to select all of the sprinkles, so even the ones that are just copies of these onto the icing and stuff. Did that, and then I hid. Uh, or no, I didn't include the sphere because the spheres were already right, so it was just the cylinder ones. Correction. Object mode, cylinders, edit mode, tap A on my keyboard, and then Control Shift N, and then deselect them, go back into object mode, select all of the sprinkles, and hide them so they don't show up in the final image. Got it. I don't know how I figured that out, but I did, and I'm stoked for that. That's how you know I'm getting better at Blender, is because I can figure stuff out like that without having to look it up. Okay, now that that's done, we can turn off face orientation. He is now talking about how you don't want any rogue objects, like my sprinkles that I had sitting down here by the plate. You want to make sure those are hidden so they don't show up in the render. Ah, no, 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 no. What we need to do is on the sprinkles collection right here, we have to go over to the camera and deselect the camera so that they're viewable in the viewport, but not viewable in the final render. But I'm also probably going to hide them in the viewport because I don't really want them there. Because I don't want to see them. So um oh wait, that's not what I wanted. Nope. No, that's not what I wanted. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I think that's fine. I think mine looks good. He's changing his donut stack around to look different. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think that's kind of a waste for me personally. Um, just because I don't feel like messing with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into material view just because it runs Blender runs a little bit better that way. I was checking to make sure that that's not right. That this donut down here wasn't going through the plate too much, which both of those donuts still are a little bit, but that's fine. Um, so is the front donut a little bit, but that's not really noticeable from any of the views over here. So, like I said, that's fine. What we're going to do instead is we are going to come up here and I forget what button. We're going to shift right click to put that thing there, and we're going to put a new light up top. So shift A. Oh, well, I gotta be in Blender for it. Oh, sorry, I hiccuped. Shift A, light, area light. It'll get adjusted soon. Select the area light, move it down ever so slightly to make sure it's not clipping. So then go back into this, go back into camera view. Zoom out of the camera view quite a bit. There we go. This will be good. And I'm also going to go to the final frame. There we go. This is good. This is what I'm looking for. Um, Actually, I think that looks pretty darn good. I don't think that's like overexposed or anything. I think that's pretty fine. But I do need to change this, put that in environment, not in sprinkles. Um, there's another area light that is currently in utensils jar and it should not be. So this area light I will also bring up to there. But this is the one that we're worried about right now. Let's go to data, let's go color, let's make it just a little bit warmer. Just a touch warmer. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, Looking around to see if I see anything else that's uh yeah. I can't think of words right now. Holy shit. Um Bring it down to about half of power that it had initially, maybe. Okay, so he's just explaining that due to the inverse square law, which means that um, if a light is half the distance, it's going to be 4 times as bright. Um, so, like, based on the scale of our cube, which is our quote unquote kitchen, our area light on the ceiling is going to have a different power than his because the different scales will change how bright it is and blah blah blah. I think I'm happy with 5 watts just because I think this looks pretty darn good. I don't think it's super over. I don't think it's overexposed. I think the background is nicely lit. So I think that's pretty good. I like the warmth that it has. Okay, so now I don't. Well, now there's an ad, so I can't go back and see just yet. Okay, so now in the render thing in this window, go to color management, uh, go from AGX to false color, and this will do something that I don't know yet. Okay, so he's messing with his exposure because uh, he's saying that on this screen, the like gray black is absolutely no clipping whatsoever for the camera lens. Like it's not gonna be even remotely overexposed. There's nothing going on with it. It's fine. Uh, the dark blue that you see like right here and off screen over here, very little clipping. Uh, the like medium blue is also very light clipping. The cyan, like, still low clip. The greenish cyan is kind of getting to a medium clip. The green is more of a medium clip. Oh no, the gray is like, okay. I don't have any black in my scene, I don't think. The this gray that I'm looking at is actually gray. I thought that said green, it says gray. That's like, well, I guess these are all low clips still until you get into the yellow. The yellow is where it gets to a medium clip, and then orange is starting to get high. Red is very high, and then white is like full clip, it's overexposed. So what we want to do is change the exposure very slowly and very gently to reduce the amount of light in the scene. A couple of spots here and there isn't going to be too bad. I think like right here is probably going to be good. Yeah, I think this is fine. And then we can go back to AGX and see that it's much better. Okay, cool. Very small change. I was at minus 1.9 something. Now I'm at minus 2.4. It's like a 0.5 difference. Ah, okay, so we need to go to the donut and we need to go to material. And we need to give it subsurface scattering, which we didn't do before. So the subsurface should have a weight of 1, the radius should all be 1, and then the scale is what's going to change it. And then this value he has as 0.01, which is more than the icing, but it's fine. Okay, so what he's doing now is changing the, if I come back into it and go specifically to the icing, I can go to geometry nodes. Okay, and then I will bring this up, and I'll go into solid, zoom in just a little bit, and then we're in round sprinkles, so that's good, we want that. He is changing the, where is it, the scale over here. He changed to 1.5 to make them a little bit bigger, and he's changing the distance to be a little bit higher. He changed his to 0.2. I think I'm gonna go, or 0.002. I think I'm gonna go 0.003, just because I feel like that'll be a little bit better as far as reduction of intersection between them. So let's go into here, deselect those. Actually, let's select back on it. Yeah, I think that's good. He's changing the distance on his long sprinkles to make them feel more random, and then he changed the sprinkle density quite a bit. Um, I don't feel like doing that. Change this. Yeah, I think those are good. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I think we're good. So he's adding some big sphere sprinkles on his front donut and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna do that, just because that's a little bit too much. Um, I'll go through it and show what he did. I'll go into material view. Um, Maybe. There we go. Shift right click to bring that down there. Shift A, mesh, UV sphere. Scale it down quite a bit. Scale it up just a little bit. I think right about there is probably good. Shade smooth. Material, new material, change the color, bonk. Uh, yeah, so something like that. He's just, uh, yeah, he's just putting a couple of those on there. Um, Aside from that one right there, just for the example, I don't think I'm going to, just because I don't really like the look of them personally. I think they're awkward and bulbous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select that sphere and I'm just gonna delete it. Um, but yeah, so that's what he's doing there. He's just adding some medium-sized detail. Because we got small detail with the sprinkles, we got large detail with the donuts themselves, the plate, the plant, and the utensils in the background. We've got large and we've got small, but we don't have any medium-sized detail. So he's adding those spheres to be like secondary sprinkles, um, like little hard candies or even like little gummy sphere candies or something. I'm not gonna do that because I don't like how they look, but it is what it is. He only did it on the very front donut, so but I'm going to change this material to white icing, I think. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to change this one to yellow, and I'm going to change this one down here to purple. No. Yeah. I'll change this one. I'll change this one to white icing, and this one to blue icing. There. I think that's going to be good. So now we're getting into depth of field, which we actually desperately need because real cameras have that. Right here, little camera, click on data, and then that's not right. Oh, the actual camera itself. There we go. And then down here, and then depth of field. Let's go back and see what he actually did with that. So select the camera, click on the data, depth of field, check that box. Eyedropper tool. Boop. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to go into the render view here. I'm gonna bring it up to, I think, just 4. I'm going to swap back to this view actually, and I'm going to adjust this manually this way. So bring it down to, I think I'll stick with 9. I think 9 looks good. Okay, so he rendered his animation, and then he was like, "Well, I made some mistakes. I'll see if you can tell what they are." So this little tidbit at the end here is just a quick reminder that you will forget things, and things will or will not show up in the render that should or should not show up in the render, and you'll probably have to redo it again. That's just a thing that happens. That's the nature of 3D work. So he suggested something that he picked up from someone else is to render the first frame, the middle frame, and the end frame all individually as images, because that'll help you figure out what, if anything, is wrong with your scene. Now he's going to go through and see what his mistakes are. Okay, so those 3 sphere sprinkles he added in went into the sprinkles collection, which is disabled. It won't show up in the render. So he has to take those sprinkles out of that collection, and he's putting them into the donut section. Same with his area lamp. It was also in the sprinkles, so he put it in the environment. So we're going to he's doing a test render. He also decided that after rendering it, he thinks his is a little bit overexposed, so he is going into the render view and not that view. He's going into the I think it was the area lamp that he was changing uh the ex- the exposure or whatever. I don't know. I don't know where he is, but either way. Swatch. He's switching this to just RGB because we don't need the alpha channel. We only need the red, green, and blue. Um, so I'm going to render this off stream because I feel like it's going to take a long time. Um, so quickly, I'm just going to save this project as is, and then at the end of stream today, probably, or maybe overnight or something, I'm going to render it fully, and then I'll post it on. I'll probably post it on both. I'll probably post it everywhere. Actually, I'll probably post the animation uh, on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Just all three places. Here's my animation. Real quick, simple thing. Um, I don't know when that'll be. It might be tonight if I do it directly after stream. It might be tomorrow when I'll actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm going to post this render, the final animation, tomorrow when uh tomorrow at noon. No, not at noon. Um let's see. I'll post it tomorrow. I'll post it tomorrow when the VOD goes live on YouTube from yesterday. How about that? Um so if you follow my YouTube, there will be two videos going up at the same time. Uh, Yesterday's VOD and the final animation render will be going up on YouTube at the same time, unless I run into issues. I'll tweet about the issues, so follow my Twitter for that. But I'm gonna keep watching this and see what he does. Okay, so now this final video, very last one, is learning how to take those images, because how we're rendering it, the output is PNG images into the frames files. So what we're going to be doing is compiling all of those images into one video. This last video in the series is how we're going to do that. So I'm going to see what he says about that. Okay, so now he's the intro of this video is the intro of this video is just talking about he's making a new course that goes a little bit more in depth with Blender, um, specifically in terms of creating your own things rather than just following a donut tutorial. It's going to be going more into some of the specifics for things. Um, so that's pretty cool. Should check that out as well. Ah, it's a paid course, but still, check out the donut tutorial if you're interested in Blender. If you really like doing what you're doing, I do. This is super fun to me. So definitely, definitely look at definitely look at that course if you're interested. I won't be able to because I can't afford to do a paid course right now. But once I'm able to, I might actually look into that because it seems pretty interesting. Okay, so he's going into it now. Um, once everything is rendered, once we have all of our frames in our folder, there is a video editor in Blender that you can use to compile those images into one final video. So, so again, if I save this, saved Donut Blend, if I go to File, New, Video Editing, that'll bring me into the video editor. So if we come down, so once I have my images done, if I come down here to this bottom thing, I can click Shift A, which is the same thing that is always to add a new thing in Blender. Everywhere it's Shift A. When adding new meshes, when adding, in this case, an image sequence, which I don't have yet because, well, because I haven't rendered it yet. But once I do have it, I'll go here and then I'll add the images that way. Uh, so what we do once we're in here, let's go to desktop, let's go to frames, let's go into one. Let's pretend that there's things in here. We need to select all of the images, so the hotkey is just A. Once we have images in here, we just click A and it selects all of them. And then add image strip. And it'll add the images down across here. Sorry, I yawned. I think it's going to be roughly a 6-second thing. So it'll start down here at 0, and then it'll go across to roughly 6 right about here. And that'll just be there. It's going to play. So we're going to Um, uh, we changed our render and stuff. Like we changed the animation of the camera and everything to be 30 frames per second. So Blender by default show, like, once you import your image sequence, it will play it at 24 frames per second. So we'll need to change that to the 30 to make it the full thing. So then, yeah, in the viewport, it's actually, I didn't even see it at first. It's right over here on this right hand side. You just change the frame rate here to 30 frames per second, and boom, there you go. There's your there. That's how it do. So the 30 FPS in your image sequence with your camera move will match up with the 30 FPS of the actual video that plays. So when you have your image sequence in the bottom here, the little strip that shows up, it'll have a couple of darker sections at the ends, and he's talking about how we kind of want it to hold on the final frame of the donuts at the very end when you can see all of them. So let me just pull up the donuts actually. Let me just go in here and yeah, we want it we want it to kind of hold on this image for, you know, a little bit, maybe like a second or two. Probably not 2 seconds, but maybe about a second. We want it to hold there. So what we'll do is on this screen here, uh, the slightly darker bar at the back end, right around probably here, give or take. Um, we'll just click on that, and if it highlights white, good job, you clicked on it right. If it doesn't, try again. Once it highlights white, you can just click and drag, or you can use the hotkey that exists everywhere in Blender, G, to move the thing, and you just move it over to to wherever to wherever you want the thing to stop. Right now it's at 250. We can change it to 190, 220, whatever. Um, right now, set at 250. It's gonna get to the end there, and it's gonna hold it for 3 full seconds. Um, Personally, I'll probably drop it down to like, I don't know, 190 or 220 or maybe 205 to have either 1 second, 1.5 seconds, or 2 seconds, not in the correct order. Um, just to make it, just so it's not just sitting there for too long, because I feel like 3 full seconds is just a little bit too long. I'll have it swoop down and then hold, and then restart, swoop down and then hold. So I'll probably go like 1 to 2 seconds, maybe 1.5. Go like 205. Um, but yeah, Oh, you know what? That's a good point. He's adding a fade out at the end, so I might go the full 3 seconds, and then at like the 1.5 second mark or the 2 second mark, just have it slowly fade. Uh, so what we'll do to have the fade out is Shift A to add a new thing. I need to actually be in Blender for that to happen. And then we add a color, and the color by default is black, which is what we want. It's We're gonna put it on channel 2 above the actual image sequence. Um, you know what? Let me actually image sequence desktop donuts. There we go. So I've got this, which this will be our quote unquote video for now. So what we'll do is this bar right here, like you can see, there's the darker one on the front too, but we'll take the darker one on the back and drag it out some to about right here. That's fine, whatever. And then we put this over top of the end of our video. But now you'll see that when we move this, it just cuts to black. We don't want it to cut to black. We want it to fade. So he is going to teach us how to make it fade. So here we go, Shift A, fade, probably fade in for this one. Yeah, fade in. So Shift A, fade, fade in. So now, if I hit play, there we go, boom. And then let's go right here. How many frames is that? It's about, 77. I'll bring it up to 80, just because that feels better. And then I will drag that over. Boom. There we go. So that's how you do that. Bring this over just a few more frames like that. There. So then once we get that done, we can come over to output, and it automatically sets it to FFmpeg, which is actually the one we want. We go down to encoding, and that's where everything is. We're using MPEG 4, which is just your standard MP4 video file. Video default, video codec default is fine. If you like to get into bit rates and stuff like that, you can go constant bit rate or anything like that. We're probably going to go high quality just because that's yeah, high quality is going to be good just because it's high quality. Perceptually lossless means that it's I don't know how to describe it. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna go high quality. So then again, we come up to uh, to export this, we go render animation, and that'll bring up a new, that'll change this window down here to be a very slow and choppy looking version of the final animation, which is just the thing being like, hey, this is a video now. So now, if I go ahead and do that render animation, it did it a little bit differently for me. Okay, interesting. His brought up a thing down here, mine just opened a new window. So I don't know where that actually took it to. Oh, you know what? Because I don't think I actually gave it a destination. I didn't. There we go. Well, there it is. But I want to change that frames. I'll go new folder, video. There we go. Accept and accept. There we go. So now, again, if I go render animation, it'll bring up this here, and it'll look really choppy at first. Once it starts to fade out, you can see it looks really choppy. But that's because it kind of is. So now if I go back into my file explorer, I go to frames, I go to video 1, and then here we go. There we go. Boom. Make it full screen, and there. Super simple. Just as an example, once I get done with my stream today, or like overnight or something, because it'll probably take a while for my computer to render this full 160 frames, I'm gonna go ahead and actually go through with this, and I'll try to get it up tomorrow when the VOD goes up, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, there we go. Video. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep this video up, um, and I'll figure something out. But for now, if I just save, um, I'll just do that. Save Blender file. That's fine. Um, that's it. That's all I needed. That's all I was doing. So if I open Donut Blend, there we go. We're back to our donuts, and that's the donuts done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to quickly go to socials screen. Change the stream title now. Finished the donuts. Now crabs. Now crab times. There we go, crab times. Crab champions. Crab champions. There we go. Update that. Close that. Yeah, and like I said, Blender it's pretty easy in my opinion. I think there are some things, like I still don't fully understand the nodes system, so I'm gonna continue having to work on stuff there. But I would definitely recommend anyone who has a PC, try Blender. It doesn't really require a lot. Let me go to the store page on Steam and see what it says. So for Windows, the minimum requirements: Windows 10, quad core CPU, which most CPUs that I'm aware of anymore are going to be bare minimum quad core. 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is fairly standard. 2 gigabytes of GP of VRAM, and then 500 megabytes of space to install Blender. So it's not really that crazy. They recommend an 8-core CPU, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and 8 gigabytes of VRAM. But that's just for a couple of different reasons. One, so you can actually use the GPU rendering, and also so that you can so it just runs a little bit smoother. But I think for what it is, as long as you have at least, let's see, a Ryzen 5 2600 CPU, I think is what I've got, and a Radeon RX 570 graphics card, which is what I've got, you should be perfectly fine. It should not be any trouble at all for you to run Blender. The tutorial that I've been using, the Blender Guru, obviously check him out. If you want to use Blender, use that tutorial. He does a really good job of explaining things for the most part. Personally, I just have trouble processing multiple things at a time. So trying to watch the tutorial and also do the things from the tutorial was difficult for me. But other than that, it's not too bad. But now I am in Crab Champions. I'm gonna swap this from screen capture to game capture real quick. And here we are. I'm just gonna do one real quick loop with the same loop. I can't speak. Holy shit. The same loop. I'm gonna choose a different gun, one that I haven't really used much. Might do crossbow. I might try. I might try like the marksman rifle or the seagull or something. Might do rocket launcher actually. I'm gonna do crossbow. Ah, there we go. And I'm gonna come over here to the key totem and get myself a fucking marksman rifle. Oh, apparently I didn't have that unlocked. Okay, so no, I want to go back to the crossbow. Okay. I can only use it once per run. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and run through. Let's go. Oh, it's dark. Oh, ouch. Oh, ouch. Oh, ouch. That was kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. I was not prepared for it to be that rough. Damage increased after every 10 eliminations. Does that reset after each island? It doesn't say it does, so I think it'll be fine. I'll go elemental this time. Alright. Poison shot or ice shot? I'll go ice. Flawless random horde. Let's just run the heck around. I want to kill some stuff too, just because that'll make things a little bit easier. Ooh. That's not how I'm gonna get flawless. Hell yeah, that's how I'm gonna get flawless. Damage increased to nearby, increased after, I'll get danger close. When hip firing, less when aiming, more in a row. Damage increased to distant enemies. Damage chest. There we go. Doing pretty good, I would say. Time Bolt, Sonic Boom, Power Armor, Sonic Boom. Let's go skill. Shit. Forgot I had a grenade. Oh, that was close. Alright. Big Claws, Slugger, Reload Arc, let's fucking go. Okay. I'll go Luck Chest. Alright. Rigged totems, efficiency, or driller. I'll go efficiency. The more efficiency I get, the more I can just the longer I can shoot without having to reload. I'll get some armor, I'll reroll. Grim Reaper would be good. I'll get Grim Reaper. Was there one that I could get rid of? Not yet. Ooh, owie. That guy was a little rude. Banana. I don't need a banana. Split shot, collector, damage grenade. I'll go collector. Anything to increase damage, I think is good. Sorry if you can hear me spamming my spacebar, by the way. I don't know how to do it more quietly, while also being, like, feeling in the game, you know? Snake shot. One hit, no thank you. Because knowing my luck, I would get hit like 5 times. Reload arc. Big mag, bigger boom. Let's go reload arc. I'll go elemental. Fire shot, ice cube, poison shot, damage increase to frozen enemies. Let's go. I'll go damage chest. I'll loop around real quick. Owie. It's a little bit rude, don't you think? Come over to this thing. Chance totem. 5% of your health, 25% chance for a random pickup. No, okay. Heal up real quick. Iron claws, firework explosion, blind fire. Let's go blind fire. Random chest. Owie. That's rude. Oh, did the other guy just fall off the map or something? What the hell? I don't remember killing him. I got one more island before the shop, so I think I'm gonna take the crystal bundle. Oh, I should've. You know what? Fuck it. Hey, I did it. Look at me go. Contains more goods. Or almost 5,000 crystals. I'll take almost 5,000 crystals. What is this? Lose 20% of health. Lose 10% of your health. 66% of your max health. Or greed. What's over here, actually? Ice ring. I'll take that. Snake shot, grenadier, regenerator. I'll take snake shot, and I'll reroll. Endurance, I'll take. Special delivery, efficiency, I'll take. I won't take shotgun blast. Random pickup. Paycheck, hell yeah, okay. Eagle eye, okay. Boo doo doo doo. Random pickup. Sonic boom. Random pickup. Alright, Elite Island. Ow, shit. This guy hurts. I jumped into that one. Didn't mean to, but I did. I beat him though. Key chest. Key. Health chest. Banana or armor? I'll go banana. Not really necessary, but I'll take it. And what's in the epic chest? Give me streamer loot. Poison aura, piercing shot, critical blast. What the shit? Go piercing shot. Biome change. Desert time. Alright. Well, that was that. Snake, high caliber time, snake. I'll go damage. Orbiting scythes? I'll get orbiting scythes. Random. Paycheck. Damage. Owie. It just feels so fucking ridiculous, dude. I love it. The orbiting, fucking bounce shot. Why the fuck not? I can take an elite. Told you I can take an elite. Lightning aura, big chests. Big chests. Relic chest. Demolition, destroy all nests? Hell yeah, I can do that. I might die. I didn't die. I was able to destroy the last nest before I died. Alright, what do you got for me? Portal ring. Get an extra portal choice after each island. Fully heal when entering shops. Ring of parrying each time you parry. No, I'll go ring of healing. Go into the shop. There we go. Boom. What is this? Blast totem. Valued customer. Why not? Oh, my nose itches. Endurance. I don't really... Well, I'll probably keep endurance. Spiral shot, critical lightning, rapid fire. I'll go spiral and endurance. Hard target, aura shot, eagle eye. I'll go with that. Incoming elemental damage. I might take that. Big chests. Order. But you can no longer drop pickups. No. Big chests and... No. I'll pass on the ring of protection. Ice cube, vitality. I think this will be good. This will be fine. Not ideal, but fine. This is an elite island? Paycheck or ice cube. I'll go paycheck. Oh! Oh, elite firecraft. That's why. Bronze heart. He is epic. Shotgun blast, big chests, double vision, all you can eat, or split shot. Ooh, I might go all you can eat. or get an extra chance to get an extra chest, I'll just go all you can eat. I set myself on fire. I didn't mean to do that. Set myself on fire again. Once again, I did not mean to do that. I guess I'll take uppercut, why not? Danger close, streak shot, sonic boom, blind fire, snake shot. I'll go sonic boom. Rush relic chest or upgrade chest. I'll go upgrade. Damage. I like damages. I'll just finish this loop real quick, and then from there I will... yeah. Big hearts, valued customer, second wind. I'll go valued customer, because why the hell not? Luck chest. I don't think I really have any luck based perks, but... I'm gonna go the long way around, actually, and I'm gonna see if there are any more purple crystals I can get. It doesn't look like there are. Efficiency and shop. Boop. Efficiency. I'll go tasty orange. Reroll. Silver armor, bronze armor, sharp shot, stamina. Silver armor. Reroll. Regenerator. Endurance. What can I get rid of? I could get rid of bouncing shot. And then I can come over here and heal. Then I can go to the final boss. Motherfucking King Skull. My least favorite boss. But I got him. I don't even think I took any damage that time, which is rare. King Skull is usually an absolute asshole, but I guess not that time. I'll take the armor. Scythe Vortex. Rare treasure. Energy ring. Freezing enemies. Ultra mushroom. Fireball shot. Landmine shot. I'll go freezing enemies, but that's it. I'm going to Crab Island. There we go. Alright, Crossbows Emerald now. And on that note, thank you so much for watching, everybody that did stop by to watch. If you haven't already, please feel free to follow. I see that I missed a follow yesterday. Thank you for the follow, Full78. I don't know if that happened while I was streaming. If it did, I'm sorry I missed it. If it didn't, thank you for following while I'm offline. If you really enjoy watching my stuff, you can subscribe for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime. You can also go check out past VODs on my YouTube channel, same name and profile picture as Twitch, and all my other socials, which are Twitter to get I have a Twitter so you can get stream related updates if/when I'm going live, what I'm doing when I go live, that kind of deal, and a TikTok where I upload clips from streams. I also have a Ko-fi which has been linked in the chat a few times, where you can help support me in getting a new bass amp and a new speaker cabinet, so that I don't have to keep using my bandmates' stuff. And I also have a Throne account where you can help me upgrade my stream setup to give you guys a better experience, and some other stuff that was cool and I couldn't afford. Nobody is ever required to support me on any of those things. It's just there if people feel like it. Speaking of my bandmates, we are called Death Valley. You can find us here on Twitch at Death Valley Band. You can find us on Twitter at Death_Valley BND. On TikTok and Instagram at Death_Valley_Band. And on Facebook, I believe it's at DeathValley.BND. Could be wrong though. I don't use Facebook, so I don't know. Otherwise, you should check out my girlfriend, Rudy Queen. She streams on Twitch. She streams art and sometimes games. If you want to see any of her past art, you should go to her Twitter account at Queen of Rudy's, where she also has a TeePublic linked of merch that she's designed. So definitely go check that out. My band also has merch. You can, on all of our socials, we have our website linked where you can check out highlights from our TeePublic shop, and you can also learn more about the band. Otherwise, I believe I've said everything. Oh, no, don't forget to use code CRAG10 for 10% off your Havoc Energy. If you're not a big fan of, like, drink mix, like the powdered drink mixes and stuff like that, if you're not a big fan of, like, the beverages, they also have gummies out now that are all natural, non-GMO. So definitely check that out and use code CRAG10 for 10% off. Other than that, I think I've said everything for today. I plan to be back tomorrow evening. Saturdays are evening streams, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Keep that in mind. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.